Juicy news just in from Ripple as they're targeting institutions. We'll talk XRP price at the end, along with Microstrategy selling more stock to buy BTC. They're selling stock because they're not making money. Meanwhile, other players are getting into the strategic reserves, and we're going to talk.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And remember, we've got a live stream tomorrow with Jerome Powell and the Fed. You a fan of Goomba Shoe Mario or Charizard GX? Let me know in the comments down below. But before we get into crypto news, your comments. That's right, you the viewer matter most. By the way, you want to see how fast y'all are getting into the videos? There was only an 8-second difference between the first and second comments of yesterday's video. Well done, everyone. Firefighting72 says you can burn oil when you're cold. You can use it as energy and you can rub it all over your jumblies. Oh, I like that. Can't do that with Bitcoin. We were talking about like the reason for having a strategic reserve for BTC. Because think about it, gold also is used for electronics, is used for stuff with solar panels. What is BTC used for outside of a strategic store of value? Can't rub your BTC on your jumblies. I guess you could rub your hard wallet on jumblies. Greg says, honestly, my dude, I feel like Michael Saylor's purchase of Bitcoin for 130 is a subliminal message. We need to figure out the significance of the number of 130 because it makes no sense. Yeah, out of nowhere, Microstrategy buys only like 10 million worth of BTC. Otherwise, they've been getting into the billions. Oh, by the way, Michael's raising more money, but the reason he's raising more money selling stock is because Microstrategy as a company is actually losing money. So he's using other people's money to fill the bags. The real Nick Ewing says, but what is McDonald's really the biggest block with? Selling burgers? Owning prime real estate? Damn, now I want a big McSomething burger. Yeah, basically talking about where is the value in these companies, right? Where is the oomph, especially with this whole strategic reserve thing. Gold, we know what gold's used for. Oil, we know what that's used for. Silver, we get all that, right? So now when you start looking at the crypto strategic reserve, if there's no utility, especially with BTC, are they just holding on to pet rocks? Bitcoin sitting at 81,456. A little bit of softness in the market with Jerome Powell coming on the mic in about 36 hours. ETH 1880, BNB at 625, XRP at 223. We're going to talk about that. Pi Network, pump and dump. Look at this, $1.11. I would not touch this thing with your money, Michael Saylor's money, Microstrategy's money. I wouldn't touch it with anyone's money because this thing is an absolute turd sack. Look at this. Pumperino. And now all the luster is fading away. And this is just like in a couple weeks. Almost $3 and now at $1.11. You can tell what the market is hip with and what they're not. All right, so let's talk MicroStrategy because they're buying even more. Strategy plans share offering to fund BTC acquisitions amid market uncertainty. And it is very weird to see Saylor purchase so little of BTC when my guy has been the guy going, yo, I don't care if they're dips or tips, I'm buying big bags. Or is he not able to raise as much capital because players out there are like, yo, you're not making money and all you're doing is using our money to buy BTC. It's kind of a funky move. In a bold move within the crypto market, Strategy has announced its intention to offer another 5 million shares of Series A preferred strike stock. The proceeds from this offering are earmarked for working capital and specifically the acquisition of more BTC. This announcement underscores the firm's ongoing strategy to bolster its crypto holdings despite market conditions eroding. The stock offering comes shortly after Strategy made its smallest BTC purchase in history. Now, mind you, we've also seen ETFs with massive outflows. We've seen institutional players not getting into the crypto market. They bought at an average of 82,981. Right now, they're at 499,000 BTC, and it took them $33 billion to buy it. Their average purchase price is $66,000. So they got what, everyone? They got some extra profit, but not much because we're not in the 100,000 range. We're not in the 105 range. You see my point? So as the profit shrinks from their BTC investments and the company is losing money, that's not good at all. Now, let's keep the ball rolling with this, okay? Metaplanet, Bitcoin Bet, Tokyo, this is Tokyo's version of MicroStrategy, adds millions more in BTC. Now, they're a much smaller company, okay, than MicroStrategy. But they purchased 1,500 BTC. I'm sorry, 150 BTC, so even more than MicroStrategy. Metaplanet has further increased its BTC reserves, acquiring an additional 150 BTC at an average price of 12.5 yen per BTC. According to the notice shared on the X community, the company has been actively expanding its treasury, and it officially made Bitcoin accumulation a core business strategy in December of 2024. So they're newer to the game, but they're also doing the same thing that Strategy is doing. They're just trying to fund BTC purchases using other people's money. These purchases are funded through capital market activities, including the issuance of bonds and stock acquisition rights. So again, leveraging future debt to buy BTC. And if we're looking at the whole idea of a strategic reserve, oil, we know why that's in a strategic reserve, right? Energy independence. You want oil for your vehicles, your cars, your gasoline? Yeah, you need it. Gold, same thing. But what's the use of BTC other than store of value, as a digital store of value, which, don't get me wrong, is strong, but come on now, peeps. Big news for XRP is the incoming SEC chair speaks on the Ripple case for the first time. I'm going to tell you right now, big motherfucking nothing burger. Because I don't give a shit if Atkins talks about it. I don't care if he says, oh, the struggles of this and that. No, I want action. And so do you, but I still got to report you the news, right? People are running into a brick wall at the SEC, is what Atkins said, potentially referencing regulatory obstacles that have hindered innovation and growth of the sector. He then specifically addressed Ripple's lawsuit, stating, there's the lawsuit at Ripple. A lot of things riding on that. That's like really interesting thing to follow in the space. What the fuck did you waste our time for with this bullshit? Yeah, seriously, we want juice. We don't want this crap at all. His remarks have been interpreted as a sign that the case may be nearing its conclusion. Again, talk is cheap, dude. We want to see the action. Let's get this thing done. Let's move on with our lives, and let's see what the utility brings us. Because a lot of us out here know the reason players aren't getting into the crypto space is these cases, is the lack of regs, and we need to see that change. Big nothing burger from that guy. But you know what isn't a big nothing burger? Ripple custody. Ooh, okay. Trademark filed. Ripple expands into crypto storage. The Ripple custody service is intended to offer secure storage solutions for crypto and fiat, targeting institutional clients such as banks and corporations. Now, does this benefit the XRP holder? Not so much. Does this benefit Ripple as a company? Yes. Does this benefit Ripple private shareholders? Yes. By entering the growing custody sector, Ripple is looking to boost its revenue beyond the usual financial services offerings, with more institutions adopting digital currencies. The custody market is projected to top 20 trillion, so no wonder they want to get into that, and no wonder they want to get into what everyone's stablecoins with their RLUSD. Ripple Labs has submitted a trademark application for Ripple custody. That's actually what they're calling it. The filing includes provisions for software related to the custody, transfer, and storage of cryptocurrencies, fiat, and other digital assets. It also covers financial custodial solutions aimed at assets management and storage, along with peer-to-peer financial data transmission and software as a service, a little bit of SaaS. By the way, if you want to read this, you're welcome to. It'll take you about 5 minutes. This and all the other articles are linked in the description below. So, good for the Ripple ecosystem, good for the private shareholders, the XRP holders, not so much. Now, let's dive specifically into XRP, where we have a little bit of concern, and it's not the red and the price up on the screen. That's not my concern. My concern is this right here. See where that cursor is? The volume number. 3.5 billion is very, very low for XRP. Now, before the whole Trump election, the average volume during the weekdays was 1 to 2 billion. So we're still ahead of where we were before the Trump election action. But man, we used to be seeing like 8 billion Tuesdays, 14, 20 billion, 30 billion on a Tuesday. So you could tell the market excitement is starting to wind down. In fact, if I go out to the 1 month, you could see since the announcement from Trump regarding the strategic reserve, the volume has been absolutely abysmal in proportion. And that's not good, because you don't want that excitement fading away. That's part of the allure of this whole industry, is all that new excitement that we gained from the election momentum, and we don't want that to fade. But now we're looking at outflows, right, with institutional players. and we're looking at volume starting to wind down a bit. That's not good at all. We want the volume to stay high. Why? Hot, spicy, naughty, relevant. That's how you make it in the crypto market. Ask Pi Network, right? They all that launched brought them all this action, all this hype, and then what? And then nothing burger. They're not even in the news at all anymore. You don't even hear about them at all. Toncoin pumped a whole bunch, and you're like, Klaus, why is Toncoin deep in the green up on your screen? Hey, that rhymed. It would have been cool if that would have happened on what, everyone? On St. Patrick's Day? Well, the reason Toncoin is pumping big is because their dude is getting out of jail. So you gotta stay naughty and relevant. So look at the two on the screen. One has news keeping it relevant. The other doesn't have anything now. Tail of the tape, right? So now we swing back onto XRP. We're at the 15-minute candlestick. Right now, I want to see if we breach this mark right here, 220. So I'm at 220 on the low, and you saw where we got rejected on these two candlesticks right here. High at 237, so 240 on the high. So I've got a 20-cent spread, not about 10%, okay, a little less than 10%. But it's the volume that really concerns me. It's the lack of oomph. Now, do I think there's going to be a volume pump when we get some case action? Fuck yeah, I do. Do I think there's going to be a little bit of volume action if we get something good out of Jerome Powell tomorrow with the FOMC meeting? Yeah, of course. I hope it's good volume and not Jerome peeing on the Cheerios saying he's going to leave rates higher for longer. He might even raise rates. That would suck ass. But we need to get the interest back into crypto, and we need to get the utility back. Yesterday did a video talking about, hey, what's going to 2x us from here? Right? What's going to be the big thing that draws in more money? Custody's not going to do it. RLUSD's not going to do it. Stablecoins as a whole aren't going to do it. BTC players are still buying, but you don't see that affecting the price at all. You don't see other countries aping into anything strategic reserve-wise. So what is it going to be that's going to get us to that next level, that's going to keep this enthusiasm going? Or are we going to fade to pre-November election levels? Not price-wise, but with interest in crypto. And then all of a sudden, crypto becomes stagnant and boring. That's not good. But tell me down below what you think is going to spur the interest back into the crypto market. All right, so we got Atkins talking a little bit of Ripple SEC case, but it's a big nothing burger because talk is cheap and we all want action. Yeah, for real. Go speak a lot of cool stuff to your wife. Tell her how you're going to take her out to that new fancy restaurant that just opened up, that cool hip coffee shop. Talk about it and then don't do it and see how pissed she gets. Yeah, because talk is cheap. We want the action. Ripple getting into custody stuff. I like it for Ripple as a company. I like it for Ripple private shareholders. For XRP, it's a big what? Well, you just went to what? Not Whataburger, but you went to Nothing Burgersville. Yeah, because that's not going to help XRP out at all. So what is going to pump XRP 2x from here? What's going to bolster the rest of the crypto market and get the volume and the inflows coming back in? The election hype and hysteria seems to have totally gone away. The strategic reserve hysteria and hype has gone away as well. You're not seeing other countries ape into it like we thought they would. We were like, oh man, the United States is going to announce it, and then all these players are going to get in, and then all of a sudden it's going to be BTC, and that's what the maxis were hoping for. And what did we see? Since the announcement, yeah, not looking good. Now, I think the regs will give us a boost in volume, but those regs are down there. You're going to get stablecoin regulation first, probably within the first 6 months of this year. Then you're going to get the altcoin stuff. So yeah, we got some time until some big stuff comes in. That's why I hope something new happens in crypto to get the excitement there. And I hope the new has to do with utility. Because if all we're talking about is store of value, then sucks to suck. I mean, think about this, okay? So obviously y'all know I'm a big card collector. Little Charizard GX action and a little Goomba Shoe Mario. Isn't that pretty freaking cool? Goomba Shoe Mario. Okay. Now, store of value, I don't know. But I can at least play the Pokemon game with this card. I mean, it has at least some utility, right? It's not just something that holds value or is a speculative asset. Like, I can actually play the game with this. And that's where we're starting to look at this whole strategic reserve thing. If you're going to have strategic reserves, make it of something that has use, not just something that other people want. Because if it's something that other people want for the sake of wanting it, well, then what are you doing? You're just playing a game of speculative hot potato. And that's not good for us because that kind of action wears out. Look at the Pi Network. That hype wore out within a couple of weeks, and you don't want that for crypto. You want constant oomph, constant growth. And so now I'm going to ask you, what's the utility right now in crypto? Don't give me the whole, but bro, I buy it low and sell it high. The utility is me making money. I understand that. But what is the actual utility of crypto being used that's going to propel us to the next step? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm going to hang out with Goomba Shoe Mario. I also picked up a Frog Mario. It's in its protective case. I also picked up a Buzzy Beetle Mario. I also picked up another Charizard V. So yeah, I've been stacking slabs. I've also been stacking baseball card slabs because it's baseball season. Happy Tuesday and choo-choo, bitches.